Hello and welcome back to Tony Northeastern. Here we are over at Tyne Dock, and what you see in front of you is a Train Tech 3-aspect signal, and what we're going to be looking at is the detailing, painting and hopefully the wiring up of a series of signals, which is a break from what you have been watching at Tony Northeastern. So let's have a look at where I'm going to place the other signals. Okay, I'm going to place a signal here. As you can see, the gravel's been cleared away in readiness, and it's just in front of the main gantry. Now the gantry takes care of the track work beyond the gantry, so this little signal is just to say if the road is clear from this point. When this signal goes in this position, it will have a mimic switch, so I can turn it to red if need be. And here's where the other signal's going. As you can see, yet again the gravel has been cleared away, the holes have been drilled ready. So let's go over to the bench and let's have a look at what I've been doing to the signals. Okay, what we have in front of you is a 3-aspect signal, already fully fitted out with the handrails around the top and the access ladder to reach the signal box itself, and with a little junction box there and a identification plate there. It's quite tricky fitting these out, and I'm just going to show you how it's done. All the ladders and handrails come in a moulded set like this, and cutting them out can be very tricky, so care must be taken when cutting these out. Get a very fine sharp blade. Try not to cut too close to the ladder. Try and leave the flashing on. Yeah, try and cut as close to the ladder as possible, because if you cut too far away, close to the actual rib of the plastic, the chances are you could split the top rail. Okay, so I'll just quickly remove the flashing. Right, now the handrail bits are even more delicate, so I tend to leave these bits on and cut them there, so when you cut them they spring but don't snap in the middle. Side rails, I cut these 3 little tabs here first, this one, this one, this one, and then this back one, before cutting them too, because I tried cutting this one first, but there's no spring and it's snapped at this point. So I'll just show you what I mean. See, what I tend to do is you cut that one first, then that one, then when you cut the middle one out, you've got some spring there, so you don't snap them here. And that is what's happened. And that's what's happened here, by not cutting the 2 outer tabs and then cutting the middle one last. But that's not a problem, it can be glued together. Cut that middle one out last. And there you go, it comes out as one piece. So basically you cut these 2 first and then cut that one last, because that allows these to spring if you leave that one and cut the middle one first, they always snap at that point there. Just a little handy tip. Right, so I have all my pieces out. I shall clean them up. Right, I've removed all the flashing from the step ladders, so we should do the step ladders first. So, first thing we do, a little bit of glue on these two holes, and a little tiny bit of glue inside the little cup there. And what we do then is we push the ladders up through those slots already there, and then just gently feed them round into that cup, and then the glue that's there will lock them in place. Easy peasy, that bit. Right, the next bit is the handrail. Just a little dab of glue in them slots again, and then drop the handrail in. Like so. Okay, this is the one that had the broken leg, so I've glued it back together again, and we'll do the same to this side. A couple of drops of glue into the grooves there, like so. Right, so we'll let that dry. While waiting for that to dry, we'll just stick the little junction box that goes on the side. It's a little telephone box, isn't it? There's normally a little telephone in there, isn't there? Right, because that's aluminium, just give it a little tiny dab of super glue on the side, just to hold, because there's a good chance you might be able to knock that off. Then you've got the identification panel or board, goes at the top there. Yet again, just a little tiny dab of super glue, not a lot. It might leave a little bit of white residue off the super glue, but I wouldn't worry about that because it's going to be painted. So the last thing to do is to put the handrails in on the top. Just put a little bit extra glue around the edges. Keep that in situ. Just a word of warning, these are so easy to break. Not only that, they're so tricky to get in place. But once the glue gets a hold, if you hold it upside down, and just give it a little tap, and just wait for the glue to go off in that position. Because when you're standing it up and doing it, they keep falling down, but if you do it this way, just leave it long enough, the glue will just hold it in place. While we're waiting for the glue to dry on that last signal over there, I'm just going to start painting the other two. I'm using matte 240. That's what I'm using for the concrete bases around the base of the signal. Okay, so that's the bases done on that one. So I shall continue and do the others. Then, okay, for the actual signal post itself, I'm just going to use a matte white, just a Humbrol matte white, just to just to do the post with. Okay, that's that one done. I shall do the other two. I'm now going to paint the telephone boxes on the signals using a very fine brush. Try not to touch the white, which is a little bit tricky. Okay, that's one done. Two more to go. There's only one thing left to do now, that's to get rid of all the glue marks just by touching up with a bit of black matte. Okay, so I'll touch up all the others, and then once that's done, we'll probably see them on the layout. See you then. As you can see, I have now placed the signals in position. There's one thing I forgot to mention. There is a number board just below the signal there, and the numbers come with the kits themselves. You just cut them out and glue them on in situ. Right, so that's signal 1, signal 2, signal 3, and I'm not sure where to put signal 4 yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect signal 3 and signal 2 together and have a little demonstration. Okay, we have the instructions in front of us, and as you can see, we just connect each signal to the last signal, and then at the last terminal on the first signal run a cable all the way through to the last, and then that will complete the circuit. And on this set of instructions you can add mimic switches onto on the middle bar on each terminal block, so you can put them on whatever colour you wanted. If you wanted to keep that one red, that will come in handy adjacent to points. Okay, here we are at time dock, and I have connected 3 of these signals together. This one's on caution at the moment, and the next one beyond this one, or in front of that one, is this one here before you go into the station. But if I put that one on red, that means there's a train, or there will be a train in the station, which is handy, very handy, because you can pull a train into the station, and then that signal being on red will tell you there's a train in the station. So that's 2 of the signals. Okay, this is the 3rd signal, and this one's on caution because the next one down the line, heading towards time dock just before the station, is on red, which is over there just beyond those sidings. Right, let's see this in operation with the trains running. This signal is a standalone signal. It's not connected to any of the others at the moment. Reason being, I want to connect this one to a signal coming off of the socials branch, which is going to go here. So I'll end up replacing the old semaphore one for a aspect signal in this position here. So when it comes down, and then that will come into time clock station as well. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I hope this video has been some use to you guys who are looking to install these Train Tech signals. Yeah, so that's all from me. See you next time. Bye.